How was it? I'm not expecting it to be a cakewalk, but how was it? Are all the things that we imagine and that they say happen in prison really happen?
I want to wish for my worst enemies. Prisons is hell. Prison's just like waking up to a nightmare every single day of your life. And you're scared, you're crying out, but no one's answering. Prison's just a place where you just lost and feel like nobody knows where you at. Ever heard of the saying, out of sight, out of mind?
Yeah.
You living, that's a real life saying because you're living by that. People don't know that like once people don't see you, they don't know about you anymore. You're a ghost. It's another voice in their head. You know, you call around, people say they love you, then prison show you who was really there for you. Like you, my brothers, my family, I have friends, I have people that's there for me, so prison wasn't that bad for me. But in there, you learn the true meaning of evil. Because there are wicked people in this world. There are people that don't care. There are people that do things and laugh at like who I heard they say this, when people feel pain, they feel joy. So
what's one of the craziest things you've seen in prison? Because the stereotype that we hear is if you go to prison, you get raped. What's one of the craziest things that you've seen in prison?
Want to hear a personal story?
If you can
spare
the details, then yes.
I was in level 5.
Level 5, what's
close security, meaning that everybody in that prison got murdered. And a lot of them got life sentences. A lot of them been killing people, they've been robbing. They're not seeing home anytime soon.
We got the
school
life, 30, 40 lifers.
People, school of hard knocks.
Yeah. How did you, with nonviolent crimes, end up in level 5? Sound like maximum security prison.
Having different counties. I was a high risk. I had different jurisdictions. I had racketeering. I was affiliated. I'm validated in the system. So they jumped me out of off the tip.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, like people get raped. I mean, no, not really, because you get raped, they think you weak. You get raped, that's because you did something. That's some sick other stuff. But they have plenty of homos walking around and just doing on GP. But the thing that get me twisted is the ones that you'll never think, your homeboys. The ones you think like, yeah, they're straight, they're my dogs. They really be.
So it was a personal situation that happened to you. You thinking everything's solid, everything, straight as much as it possibly could be, and then you have like friends try and they get you to solicit some sexual favors for them.
No, it was like this, bro. I'm not gonna say like we call them sissies and punks, where we had sissies the feminine one. It was a sissy doing that all them. I'm not gonna say the gang affiliation was messing with. Like, hey, Smoke, you gonna make it? I'm like, nah, bro, I'm vice. That's not right, bro. You feel me? I don't believe in none of that. I'm straight. But I'm saying you look like that. Like one nigga called me fine one time. I hit him in his jaw.
So you always hear about them stories while anything can pop off as a serious situation, like cutting in line, saying the wrong thing. It's life or death in there. So someone called you fine, so you had to.
You had to, because you let that ride. The next man probably sitting like the one that been gone 30 plus 20 years, looking like this with a hard on, waiting to see a professor read me like, man, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and try this nigga too, since he's
just letting it slide. So you potentially add more time to your sentence in your case, because you can't let no situation slide by, because you look at you as a weak.
Like, bro, being the only vice lord in prison, every prison I went to, their prison, it never been many vice lords, probably 1, 2, 3. Most I've seen in a camp was 10. It was all spread.
So primarily, if you was in Chicago, you'd probably been more better, because you're around more of your people. But being in Georgia, you're like a 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 10 at the max.
You're not from Atlanta. I'm not from Augusta. I'm from Albany. I'm from Macon. I'm from Valdosta. Like these major cities, I'm not from Savannah, Seaport. If you're not from these major cities, because everybody click up. I'm from Chicago. They look at me like you a vice from Chicago. We don't mess with you. You got your people coming out. You got visitations. You go to the store. You get phone calls. You got money on your tablet. You keep stuff. You keep money. You keep cigarettes. You keep a phone. People are envious. You know what I'm saying? In prison,
jealousy.
People have kept it on 4 characteristics of the devil, which is envy, jealousy, hate, and lust. you really find that out because you different people, different personalities. You're doing with 122 people. You number 22, and you learn the best finessers, best liars, best killers, best robbers.
And you was in there with everybody.
Every best conners, everything.
Let me ask you another stereotype we heard, because you already said that it's not actually that true that people are just raping people in there.
Oh man, they try.
They try, but you, like you said, it's more like you have a lot of people that walk around like that.
Man, look, you got a lot of people that go to prison and ain't going home trying out. Like, man, this is me. I got to live the rest of my life. I ain't got to see anybody. Me, I sat back like, God was planted here so I can grow. I'm gonna learn what I can and take it to this. It's like a game of chess. I'm gonna take everything I learn.
Well, one of the actual stereotypes is they say that when you're like a pedophile and stuff up in there, you're normally in, generally, you're normally in custody. Like, have you ran into anybody that might have been out in general pop?
They all are. They got a whole prison, like the prison I paroled out, do this.
From my understanding there, that, they're in a different facility because of, if you put them out there, one thing that everyone universally agree upon is not touching kids.
Oh, look, check it. You know what they do? They join the Muslims, the ones that's really like pedophiles. They get under protection. They find a war daddy or something like that.
But I think even in Muslims, they don't accept that.
Yeah, they still.
They do?
Yes, they do.
You have the stories to tell here, because this is stuff that like people don't know. Because you hear about this stuff and you're like, oh, that's
I changed my life. I gave my life to Allah. Like, I'm not going to talk about the rest because I love my Akis. It was just some certain things that you can't just, you just like, you look at like, wow, okay, look, you are supposed to be fighting, not transgressing against your brothers.
Here's what I found on the web.
Transgressing against your brother and stuff like that. So at the end of the day, they'll say, some people sit back, join a Muslim, and don't know that none of their surahs, none of their salats, don't make salats, still eating swine, still doing things, and that's what they're doing. We got ex-gang members in the ranks. You got people that's been excommunicated for their gangs, they become Muslim because they can't stand alone by themselves. You know what happened to me when I was making state one? They told me I could be Muslim vice lord. I knew my Fataha, Nas, Icarus, Salat, I'll be, Sunni. So they'll sit there, oh man, look, I said, astaghfirullah, you can't do that. I piece on my brother Sharif up. He was like, you can't do that. Like, what you mean? Oh, you gotta be Muslim vice lord. I was like, man.
They try to make you make a choice.
Yeah, so I'm like, look, isn't being a Muslim religion right? Yeah, but what Muslims go to war with vice lords? And I was like, oh, so this isn't a religion of peace and tranquility. This is a gang, huh? I was like, yeah, well, I'm vice lord. Walk on.
So the gang situation is that's another thing